40th anniversary last week, but of course I got one-upped. Now, Jon, I'm so happy that you're in our family. I've grown to love you very, very much, and I look forward to spending a lot of time with you in the future. Jon and I complement each other and the family very well. Where I lack in sort of general outdoor manliness, Jon brings up with enthusiasm and just this spice for life, which is just unbelievable. When we first met Jon, I was a little nervous about my station in the family. I was a little nervous that he was going to completely overshadow me, even though I gave them 2 babies. Now, it seemed every time we get together, he was just doing everything better than me. Everyone was just so happy that he was around. It was unbelievable. There was a couple of instances I'd love to share. I hate the cold. And we spend a lot of time up in the New Hampshire house in the cold weather. And I have literally told my daughter that it is so cold outside that if you really want to go out and make a snowman, that snowman's going to be so cold that when he's going to want to come inside and he's going to melt when he comes in this house. And do you want that on your conscience? That you want to have a dead snowman? Let's just sit in the house and watch Scooby-Doo. Jon will sit outside all day. He's from Texas, they didn't have snow, right? So he makes these enormous snow luges with these huge jumps, and he has a blast out there all day. He makes these big castles that the kids can play in. It is just unbelievable, and it brings the family together. And there's nothing better than watching your mother-in-law get on a little kid's snow tube, glide out of this luge, hit on a bump, and go ass over tea kettle. So Jon brings the family together. We end up talking about it for months, so he's always this wintertime hero. Another thing is sort of family lore that I am an awful fisherman. So, family lore. Oh, no, it is a fact. Well, I have been going to this lake for 13 years. And I have never once caught a bass off of the lake, off of the boat, I'm sorry. I can get it off the dock, but I can't get it off the boat. So we decided early on that we're going to take Jon out on a little man fishing trip. We're going to try to figure out what this guy's deal is. So we get out, we go to Dad's favorite fishing spot, which never works for me. Jon's first cast, he starts struggling, he's pulling this thing in, and I'm on the other side of the boat thinking, he's got to have this just little mackerel or something, and it's just caught in a bunch of weeds. I mean, that's all that's ever out here, so it must be. So I go back to the other side of the boat, and I'm just kind of playing with my rod in the water, and I hear, oh, from my dad. He's so excited, and then Jon's all excited, and I turn around, and they're taking pictures, and Jon has this enormous, largemouth bass, the biggest bass I've ever seen. And all I can think of was that famous line in Seinfeld when he goes, Newman! So every time you do something good, Jon, I go, Jon! So we complement each other well. Jon is really tall, he's really handsome, he has a full head of black hair. There was an incident a few months ago that I actually, for a glimpsing minute, was the favorite son-in-law. It was a beautiful summer day up at the lake, and excuse me, and I had got this casting net, which is a special net. It's a big round net, and it has weights around the extents, and it has a special rope that's in the middle. You're supposed to throw the net out, and it engulfs fish. And it brings a school of fish back up that you're dragging with this net. With this cord. So Jon could see me reading this 15 steps in this thing. He could see that I'm like struggling. So he walks up with this like Texas walk. Like he just got off a camel or something. And he says, hey, excuse me, little lady, do you need some help? And I said, sure, but keep in mind there's 15 steps. He said, I got it. I've seen people do this before. So we're watching him, and he makes this beautiful toss of my net. But he missed step 1, which is you gotta hold on to that center rope and actually retrieve the net. So as we all watch in shock as my net is just sinking to the middle of the lake, we all look at Jon kind of dumbfounded. And since I don't go in the water, Jon has to dive in and retrieve my net. So for a couple hours after that, Jon sat in shame, pulling all the crap that's in the bottom of the lake out of my net. And he decided that he was going to redeem himself. So he gets up, he actually reads the directions this time, gets up to the end of the dock, sort of twists his body like he's a Looney Tune character. He makes this big sort of corkscrew, and boom! Everyone turns and looks, and Jon accidentally, in the net's ascent into the lake, picked up my dad's open tackle box. So this tackle box is upside down in the middle of the lake, raining down sort of tackle and bobbers and worms and who knows what else is in there. It was unbelievable, and all I could say was, Newman! I was like, yeah, look at you! That was my favorite. It was so funny to watch Jon have to go back in the water and get all that stuff. I think his tackle box is still filled with water. It's hysterical. Sarah, it has been wonderful to watch you sort of fall in love with this man that doesn't annoy me. It would have been awful for the next 40 years for me to have to sort of save face and be like, ooh, he's so great. Yeah, the next 40 years. I wouldn't want to have to fake it. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy for you guys. I look forward to this. My kids love you. Obviously my wife loves you. I look forward to this very much. So in a toast, Jon, I've been married for 10 years. The secret to a good marriage is that Sarah is always right. Good luck.